two roles that you played, right? One is that of an angel investor. One is that of a good wife. Which one is more coveted or more cherished for you? You know, another problem India faces is that I think we are not nurturing and leveraging 50% of our strength, which are the women. Suppose if you had donned the seat of chairman, I think that would have accelerated corporate India's openness to attract women talent in the corner rooms and in the boardroom. Do you ever think that you could have ceded the seat of the chairperson and Infosys were built by a Kulkarni, not by a Murthy?
A man, the son of a school teacher, and we did not have any money, we did not have any connection, no political connection, could build, along with his colleagues, could build an empire called Infosys. Entire mind, he breathed Infosys, he slept with Infosys, he ate with Infosys. He was inseparable from the word Infosys.
Mr. Murthy, you spoke about mothers should be the role model first and not the father.
Because mother spends more time with the children.
Right.
And that's the we call mother tongue.
Right. Now, this is something which I have always wanted to ask you. We grew up knowing about you. You are no less than demigods to the corporate world. No, that's very modestly, I'll put it across. Now, this one question I always wanted to inquire of you. That, that is a very well-spoken, well-known story that you were the angel investor for Infosys for about $250 in those days. And then following that, you had stood like a rock behind Mr. Murthy so that he achieves his dream. So there were two roles that you played, right? One is that of an angel investor. One is that of a good wife. So in your mind, which one is more coveted or more cherished for you? Which are the two roles?
Definitely the rock behind Mr. Murthy, not the angel investor, because I'm not good in economics. And I gave 10,000 rupees, not because it will become a big company and I'll get a lot of money. Here is a young man and who is dreaming of a software company. And he explained to me in the year 1981 the role of entrepreneurship in our country. He said when there was the industrial revolution, we were the colony. We did not have an option. Just listen. Now we are in free India and software is the next revolution. And if we have to make legally, ethically money, this is one way. And it doesn't require great capital, okay? And I'm a history student, because my grandfather was a history teacher. So he said, I will explain to you how historically it's so important to build a software company. And he said, if you have money, please give. And without your consent, it's difficult to build a company, because Murthy always believed whenever you make such a big decision, it's important the wife should agree. And she should appreciate why my husband is doing that. Not blind, okay, I will do and you do what you want, not that way. So I felt here is a young man who is dreaming about the software industry and he wants to try. And how much money I have? 10,000, 250. 250 I kept aside, I gave 10,000. Not to thinking of Infosys will be a big company, we will get return. Only because here young man is dreaming of a company and I should help him. This is so important. It is better in life you should work and fail than regret.
Right. Ma'am, somewhere, this is again a radical thought that I might be having only myself. You see, Mr. Murthy has often talked about your credentials. He said that you are better in all aspects. You are a better student.
Nice of him. It is nice of him.
No, it was also apparent. The time that you have done engineering, you were the only girl student in the college.
She always got first rank. I never got first rank.
So this is
what. No, you got first rank wife. So I feel okay.
The thought that crosses my mind. Another problem India faces is that I think we are not nurturing and leveraging 50% of our strength, which are the women. Now, what happens, I often see that good womanhood in our country is still a good wifehood first. You don't celebrate a woman unless and until she's a great wife. In your case also, that had happened. But when I look back, I see that suppose that since you were also part of Infi to start with, working shoulder to shoulder with him, suppose if you had donned the seat of the chairman, I think that would have accelerated corporate India's openness and ability to attract women talent in the corner rooms and in the boardrooms. Maybe by now, Oxford or Cambridge would have had chairwoman as a legitimate English word and not a chairman. That's where I believe that while he played a great wife's role, possibly we as a country missed out on having a torchbearer who would have led the way for the rest of the women force to actually become chairman of the company.
No, I look in a different way. I belong to that era, where I will only, I will do my career. I did not do that. Because for me, giving good value system to children was more important than career. And for an educated lady, even today, the problem comes when she becomes a mother. Because man cannot deliver, only woman can deliver. Because when a woman delivers, her whole psychology, everything changes with the baby. Now, every working woman will have two choices. Either I'll go back to my work and continue, or I will be with the child. Or maybe there's one more way, with some support, I can still continue. There are 2-3 ways of looking at it. I chose personally that one. I will not continue my career. I rather spend my time with children. There is a reason for that, because I believed, even now I believe, the first formative years of the children, maybe up to 5 to 7 years, a mother should be with them. And I prefer full time to be with them. Then you can teach. See, many things I taught my children, and I thought they may not pick up, but they picked it up later part of their life. And they always say, thank God you taught us that one. And I never wanted a regret later that maybe I made my career, but I did not give my core values to my children. So it was a conscious decision, painful decision, but however, I chose with my brain. Okay? Heart did not agree for some time. Then later I thought over it. If I would have continued, I would have retired as a technical director or a chairwoman, okay, somewhere else. But God closed that window to me, but He opened the door. I touched so many lives in my life. It gives me immense pleasure that I spent so much of my time, 25 years of my time, with the poorest of the poor, not on a technical board. It doesn't matter.
That exactly, I mean, what you're doing in your philanthropic area for the country, for the underprivileged, for women, that is unparalleled. But as Mr. Murthy said, that, this is a large country, huge 1.4 billion population. He said that the challenge or the first port of call should be the leaders, and it should percolate down from the leaders. So maybe, I often feel that your participation in corporate world would have encouraged many more women to come into the leadership, and therefore we would have had the opportunity to leverage 50% who still are better known or better placed to be the support of the other half and called the better half.
That is a subjective decision.
Subjective, absolutely.
And in my case, because of my subjective.
No, that is your choice. I mean, I'm selfish. Like you have chosen your family ahead of corporate India's being a corporate India's torchbearer. Like he was committed to run Infosys, not into public service.
Actually, we thought about it. I told Murthy, you work hard. A later part I used to tell, you worked hard and made money. I worked hard to spend that money. Okay? In any marriage, it's a partnership. That's very important. And everybody has a different, different charters for the marriage. What we did is our own decision. And there may be young couple where both husband and wife would like to work together, and husband may be supporting wife.
That's right.
In Murthy's case, he used to travel 220 days in a year. And he came, he did not know what class the children were there. He came only for the convocation or the final degree class.
Yeah, I've heard that he was there in the college only during, that to 11th, when they were going 11th and 12th.
So, I can't expect a person any help from person like Mr. Murthy, who, look at practically, a man, a son of a school teacher, and we did not have any money, we did not have any connection, no political connection, not any connection at all actually, could build, along with his colleagues, could build an empire called Infosys. In 30 years, in one's lifetime, it is known as the olden days known as a tapas, and modern day I called it Murthy's, Murthy's hard work and his colleagues' hard work and achieving Infosys. And how it happens in 30 years? It's not like 300 years. 30 years in one's lifetime. Unless he gives tanu mana dhana, that is entire mind, he breathed Infosys, he slept with Infosys, he ate with Infosys, he was inseparable from the word Infosys. And it is possible only when he gives his 110% to that company.
Yeah, absolutely. If
and
you
when
have
your
not,
husband is giving 110%, then wife cannot manage all alone. So in my case, my parents were with me. So I managed children, their education, their class, their activities, they value everything. So I can't expect anything from Murthy other than let him come and eat and sleep.
Mr. Murthy, you have been known for your generosity as well, right? And you had often said that you didn't mind giving away. You had made the culture of distributive justice in India, in the corporate world. You led the way. Do you ever think that you could have ceded the seat of the chairperson and Infosys were built by a Kulkarni, not by a Murthy? Has it ever crossed your mind? Your vision is there, but there was a person.
No, I think right in the beginning, we both discussed, of all the wives of the founder and the co-founders, she is the most qualified. She was first rank in all her
not only wife, she was the most qualified amongst all the founders.
Number two, she had a distinction in her master's degree. She had got a scholarship to one of the most famous universities in the world, all of that for her PhD. So on the question of merit, she was clearly the best. There was no doubt. I mean, I'm using data. I'm not making any conjecture.
As you said that.
However, we both sat down and discussed whether both of us should be in it or one of us should be in it. I think my view was, at that point in time, I was trying to reduce unnecessary friction amongst the group of founders. My view was, even though she is the most qualified person, if she were to become a part of it, then somebody else will, my wife will also become. They may not be suitable, but I wanted to avoid all those issues. That's the reality. Therefore, Sudha was very kind to say, look, I want you to have peace, and this is your dream. So you run this marathon, and I will look after our kids, and I will raise them as children with good values and with good accomplishment. And that she did better than I expected.
No, better than any one of us seen ever.
Yeah, in some way, yes. So therefore, there was a reason why both of us decided that we should not have a situation where there could be some unnecessary friction. Even though data was on her side, absolutely. There is no argument on that.
The most favorite statement of yours that you believe in God, the rest must bring
That's
data.
right. She was very kind, and she said, this is your dream, so go ahead and do it. And I want to do something which is even more important for our family, which is bringing up two wonderful children. And frankly, I'm very, very proud of that.
To
Children
all of us,
who did very well in education, children who have shown wonderful values. I think that is very
That is brilliant.
Duologue with Barun Das featuring NR Naraya Murthy and Sudha Murty. Streaming on the world's first news OTT, News 9 Plus. Download now.